Today I'm going to talk about if you have a spot where you can play and you have permission from the landowner to play there. Okay. If it's a verbal agreement, that's great. If you could get it written with people's names and stuff like that, that would be awesome as well. But usually it's verbal permission. But things you got to remember if you're playing airsoft on somebody else's land and they're giving you permission. Okay. One, don't make a mess. If you come there, don't leave plastic bottles, trash, like the shells from the Thunder Bees or CO2 carts laying all around. Landowner goes down there and he sees all that stuff laying around there. That'll be the last time you'll be using that land. Have a garbage bag, have a garbage can, whatever, and make it your responsibility to enforce the rules that, hey, throw everything in here, then I get rid of it. Okay? Don't leave anything on property. Because trust me, I had several guys that had property they were being let used for games. The landowner said, yeah, you can play airsoft. The guys left garbage and stuff and made a mess of the place. That was it. They were out of there, closed up, locked up. They can't go down and do it anymore. You know, I do the same when people come here. They throw CO2 carts on the ground or they explode the Thunder Bees or the smoke grenades. I'm like, hey, go pick them up. Throw the plastic and the CO2s in the recycle and take the smoke grenade, throw them in the garbage. As long as they're not hot, you should be good to be able to allow them to be burned. Second thing is, don't cut down or make structures without permission of the landowner. Guy says, oh yeah, we tacked up a whole bunch of pallets and we brought a whole bunch of tires down and made barricades. And I'm like, did you tell the landowner you were going to do that? And like screwing stuff fast to trees will kill the trees eventually. And you know, if the landowner didn't want you to bring all that crap down there, he would say, yeah, don't do that. Him finding out after the fact, you could lose the access to the land again. So don't build structures unless you actually have written permission from this guy or a very strong verbal agreement like, yeah, we can build structures not, as long as it's not a mess. Best thing to do is tarps and paracord. Between two close trees, get an 8x10 tarp, double it up, any size mil tarp. If you get a 5 mil tarp, double it over, that's a 10 mil tarp, it'll stop a BB. Put the tarp, the paracord across the top, put the tarp over it, tie the bottoms off on either side, bang, slam, you got a perfect barricade. At the end of the day, you can take the lines down, fold it all up, and get it out of there. Even if you leave it up, you can take it down. It is not a permanent structure. Well, some guy said to me, oh, well, we just put stuff down there, we pick it all up. And I'm like, yeah, but if the landowner doesn't know you're doing it and you leave the stuff there, yeah. A lot of people don't clean the stuff up after they're done. Okay. And one guy, and I had this, the only reason I'm making this video is the one guy approached me. He said, the landowner would like to get paid now for allowing us to use his field. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So that, in my opinion, if it's a verbal contract that the guy said, oh, give me $50 a month and we're good. I would like to have something written down. That might, be bad, but I'd like to have something written down that says, okay, we can use your property for X amount of dollars a month. That's just me. You get a verbal agreement, okay, that's fine. If it's a relative, don't worry about it. Just give them the money when you can. But if it's a landowner that's letting you use this, bang, and you're paying him, that opens up another thing that you have to do. You get written agreement between you and the landowner to say, oh, we're going to be playing airsoft here 2 weekends a month. And he says, well, I want $50 a month for letting you use the land. Which is not bad. I would go and then say to your people that are coming there, okay, the guy is charging us for the land now. I need two things from everybody. I need everybody to fill out a waiver, okay, of liability, responsibility with the landowner's name on there and your name on there. In case somebody gets hurt, they're going to go after the landowner right away. But if you have something that at least shows that you assumed responsibility coming there, and if you hurt yourself, it might fly. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if that would be 100% accurate if you got sued, but it is something that would help. And it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but having everybody sign a waiver and have it dated every time you come out, that's good, because you might get different people coming out. You might have the same guy coming out. If you have the same people coming out and they're signing waivers over and over and over, and then one decides to sue you, you're showing a pattern to the legal system that this guy has assumed responsibility like 8 times, and on the 9th time he hurt himself. He assumed the responsibility. Why is he getting all upset on this 9th time? But anyway, I digress. Get a waiver, have the landowner's name, your name on there, get the people to sign it. And if you want to defer the cost, if you're just paying the cost out of pocket, done deal. But if you want to defer the cost, and let's say you got 10 guys that come out there every other weekend when you have these games, say we now need a $5 donation from everybody. This way, if you get 6 guys out, that's $30, and the next week you get 8 guys out, that's $40. You got 30 and 40, that's $70. You got the $50, and then you take the $20, put it in a slush fund where you might want to buy more tarps. You want to put stuff back into the field. Let people know that this money that you're being donated is going to be, 1, paying for the field rental, and 2, it's going to be put back in the field and not stuffed in your pocket. People have no problem giving you a donation. Don't say it's the fee to play. It is a donation to come play. If you don't want to donate, that's up to you. But you got to remember to tell the people that you're being charged set amount, so donating to defray the costs helps keep the field alive and going. Okay, that's just my 2 cents. Now, if the field owner gets a little greedy and says, "Oh, I want $100 a month, or I want $200 a month to rent this field out," that's getting to the point where you're charging. If it's $10 a month, then if it's $100 a month, maybe you're charging $10 a person so you can defray the cost or whatever. You got to see how many people you have. If you have anywhere from 6 to 12 people, with the minimum being 6, the most you could make on a $5 thing would be $60. So it wouldn't be enough to pay for the $100 fee. But if you get, let's say, 10 and 10, and you're charging $5, you got it. So your cost base versus how much a month. If you're only playing once every 2 weeks, that's fine. But let's say you're playing every Saturday there, and the guy says, "Oh, I want $100 to rent the field." $5 every time somebody comes out. You get 6 or 8 people. Let's just say you only get 5. Look, 6. That's $30 times 4. It's $120. You got it covered, and $20 extra. I know I'm digressing on this a little bit, but it's one way to get there. So the ideal thing is to get written permission. Don't leave trash. Don't build structures if you're not allowed to. Temporary structures for open tarps. No nails in the trees, no screws in the tree. Stuff that won't kill the tree. And if the landowner asks for money, get a written agreement, waivers, and a donation fee. My opinion is, even if the landowner doesn't want money, the waiver should be signed every time somebody comes out, and that would have your name on it and the landowner's name on it. It just would cover your ass if something would happen. That's just my opinion. Now, I've had my private field here since early 2008, and we have a history of people coming, and I have waivers for certain people over the years since 2008. So when new people come out, they sign the waiver. It's never a discussion. Everybody's good for signing waivers. We're all good to go. We've had rules that we set up to, things like that. That's another thing too. I forgot to mention that. If you're having a place like that, set ground rules. 1 about the trash, 2 about the structures, no nails or stuff in trees, and 3, set an FPS limit. Set a do the basic safety rules. Full seal goggles or face masks. Okay, you don't want no mesh stuff. Set your FPS limit, joule rating, your rate of fire if you allow full auto, and engagement distances for snipers, DMR, stuff like that. You set this stuff in the beginning, okay, it won't be an issue down the road. If you're running it with like, bring what you want, we ain't chrono, we ain't doing nothing, and they just play, and then 6 months down the road you say, we're going to start chronoing, your guns have to be this, you can't rate a fire, this and all that, you'll start to get some backlash. But if you do it from the start, you'll never have a problem. My field has gone from 1.86 joules, 400 with 2.5 full auto, the whole 9 yards, 25 rounds a second, 500 with two fives for snipers, down to 400, still 400 with 2.5s, 1.86 joules, but semi-only. Okay, snipers are still alive, 100-foot engagement, must have a pistol, stuff like that to engage under that distance. I'm thinking about it, dropping my FPS limit down to 1.49 joules, or 400 with 2 O's. I think it's 1.5 joules. Now, a lot of the games around our area do the Otherworld Milsim rule. There's like 3 gangs that do it. It's 155 joules. So that might be my magic number that I want to drop to eventually down to 1.55, leave it at semi-only, and everybody will have a fun time, because a lot of my stuff is close quarters. We have like a town, we have a small area of woods. It's only 6.4 acres, so it's kind of tight. So that's just what I do. Now, I hope people got some information out of this that might be helpful. If you have any questions or you want to ask about something, please contact me. I'll be more than happy to help anyone out if they want to start a field or have a good time. I've actually talked with a lot of different field owners over the years, and I might have something that will help you out down the road. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. You guys have a good day.